Hey there, everybody. I'm back in my garage again. I did a repair on the garage last year where I had put in a new floor, or the new mudsill in the whole garage, and that turned out to be a terrific project. Lots of fun cutting out rotted wood, moving everything around. We're in the middle of this quarantine now with this crazy pandemic. But at the end of the project last year, I discovered, unfortunately, that the garage has yet another major issue. There was some old termite damage that went unnoticed when I purchased the house 12 years ago, and I never noticed it either. But as I was doing the last little bit of this corner of the garage, you can see the studs all the way up. These studs are just completely destroyed. I cut some of them out already, and you can see up here the top plate on the wall is just, with the light hits from the hammer, just comes apart like it's not even there. It doesn't even feel like wood. So all that needs to be cut out and replaced. So I'll be doing that little project. I think this is the only part that's destroyed. It seems like down here I hit solid wood right around where those last little marks there are for the hammer. And then all the studs here, they all appear to be solid. Everything on this side appears to be solid. It's just a few of these studs and that top plate. So I'm going to cut that out, safely support the roof here in case anything unforeseen happens, and I'll try to video what we got going on and see how it comes out. The outside of the garage needs to come apart because everything's nailed into the studs. So I'll be taking the siding off, redoing the downspout, which is also screwed into the corner, and everything else on the outside. Hopefully we don't run into any more major issues, but who knows. So a few minutes with the Sawzall and a hammer leaves that pile of wood to just about nothing. Make sure you have your safety glasses and a mask because it's going to get dirty. So you want to see what kind of termite damage can happen. This is what you find. So you can see this is where that stud was. This whole thing. Some bits of it are nice and solid. This piece looks like it's solid. But up here, all the way over, it's kind of screwed up. Yeah, more to come. So one thing I forgot is another one of my safety measures. If you're going to be doing work like this, I bought a handy house jack, a lally column, and I'm using that to just bolster the support on this side of the garage. I am thinking there's a very low chance that there's going to be anything shift or give, but for the $80 it cost me or whatever it was, it's certainly worth the safety to have this, so they don't find me dead under a big pile of rotten wood or whatever. Anyway, it's worked so far. Hasn't fallen on my head. So anyway, cheers. Well, this has come apart actually surprisingly easy. That one piece, that's just completely gone. The top here, I thought that was going to be difficult. That corner piece is being a bitch. But this is really interesting. I cut this piece right here. You can see where the termites just simply stopped. So the rest of this piece of wood is solid, and everything up here sounds like it's solid too. It doesn't seem like there's any damage. So that could be really lucky. I'm going to take a Sawzall and cut all these nails out so I can slide a new piece of wood in there. I got the wood here, and I got some 6-inch decking screws, so I can put them in there. I can come down from the top and screw right into the wood. It's all new wood, or good wood. The good wood and the new wood will be screwed together. This might actually not be as difficult as I originally anticipated, but I'm still reserving judgment on that, because these type of projects usually take a left turn. So anyway, see ya. Well, I was back at it again tonight for a little bit, though, not a whole long time, maybe an hour and a half. Can see I had to cut more out of that top piece than I originally thought, and I may actually have to cut more out of that. The top piece, it's got some scoring on the bottom. It looks like the termites drilled into a little bit, but it still feels like it's pretty solid. I'm going to try not to have to replace that. Unfortunately, that left turn I was talking about, as I was coming into this corner, I noticed the top support on the other side appears to be gnawed at. Not sure how far back that goes, but that's going to be more of a serious concern. I ended up having to shore the wall up a little bit here because it was getting really wobbly, and I couldn't do anything, and I was afraid it was going to fall down. So I screwed a 2x4 into it to shore it up a little bit. At least it's not as bad as it was. I need to go out and tear the siding off and tear everything on the outside off, but it's supposed to rain for the next 3 or 4 days, so I've decided to not do that until that is over. Hopefully it will be over by the weekend and I can get back to this, and I'm just going to clean up some of this mess, but that's all that's left of about 3 2x4s. Anyway, how's it going, everybody? Well, end of the next night, I got the main cap in. Finally got this corner piece out. This was a complete and utter bitch to get out. Still have a little bit of a piece to put in over there. Standard 2x4x8 wasn't long enough, so I cut it down so that it wouldn't bridge the gap. I might have to cut down a little bit more on the other side. I had to take the siding off of the outside, the sheathing, everything. Getting that corner out was a real pain in the ass. I guess just use your head, be safe when you do it. I've been keeping all the nails that come out of there in a magnetic thing so that I don't put them on the ground and step on them by accident. That's always a very good thing to do. Trying to clean up the debris. I just finished that little bit there, trying to keep the debris cleaned up so that I don't slip and fall or step on a rusty nail by accident. But basically, looks like I'm getting pretty well done. Hopefully I'll be done tomorrow and have the final product. Well, I'm back at it. I had some complications as usual that were not related to the project. It's kind of held me up a little bit. You can see I've got this corner, the wood at the top all the way over, and the joist was not tied in to the roof at all. This whole area, you could basically push on the wall and it would sway probably about 5 or 6 inches. So I got some 2x4s up here. I had to cut a little piece of a bracing wood to put it behind there because it's longer than the 2x4, and that holds the 2x4 out. And then I've tied it in this way and then used a 6-inch decking screw and gone up through the bottom, and now it's pretty tight. This outside sheathing needs to be replaced on this piece right here, and I may or may not do that depending on my time today and what I feel like doing. It's you know, it's a non air conditioned garage, so you know, I don't know, I may do that. I've had to remove all the siding on the outside, and or most of the siding, and that's pretty much all I got left to do on this project is put the siding back on. And I hope that's the end of the termite damage. I checked everything else, haven't seen anything else, but I have some leftover wood and know a little bit more about how to deal with this. So I have a few more of those things to tie into that, into the roof truss, and we should. So it's been a couple of days since I got this job finished. You can see that the corner is done, the whole top plate is done, put in some new studs. You reuse some of the wood that was not rotted on the other studs. The whole bottom is done. We just had a horrendous rainstorm, and as you can see, the floor in the garage is absolutely dry, which is amazing because just a few short years ago it was an absolute disaster. Every single time it rained, the whole floor in here would become wet. So I did have to do some other things to the garage to solve the problem. I had to dig a little bit down here and grade the back. I put a drain in here, and then behind the garage I had to dig out this amount of dirt. I did not refasten some of the siding on the garage. I have some more things I want to do with that, but that is the end of the structural. I'm planning to insulate and drywall the inside, and redo the electric in here, so there may be more videos on that, maybe not. Anyway, this is the end of the structure repairs.